So, been a hot minute. Well, I got good news. I didn't completely waste a few months it's been since I last worked on a game. Maybe.
Reggie!
It has been a while since I last spoke about the development of Cube. I'll break down what happened. Here we go. Got denied by Xbox. Started reworking everything. Abilities, characters, lore, visuals. Rewrote the teleport system too many times. Rewrote the ragdoll syncing. It's broken. Made new cover art. Made new songs for the OST. Took the game from this to this. And I can go on and on. But something I want to point out. The comparison image I showed just a second ago has a lot of differences. A lot you might not see the first time you look at it. For example, the texture work on the cube is fixed, fixing these strange lines and making it look a lot more polished overall. But the biggest difference is the shaders. Now to anyone watching, you might think of shaders as realism. When you say, yo, you got the shaders turned off, that's not true. Shaders are innately a part of 3D visuals, there's no turning them off. No, what I mean is exactly how it's rendered. One of the biggest things I changed when it comes to the shaders cube was noise and dithering. Noise is a procedurally and randomly generated texture, as some of you may know. Dithering is a type of noise, just much simpler, instead using individual pixels. The way I'm using it is by multiplying it with the noise to create this, which is then added to the main texture, making this as a final result. Anyway, enough of visuals, let's get into the actual meat of the game. Now, there are a lot of bugs and other things I did that I just simply don't have the time or patience to explain. Well, controller support was a breeze, and probably the reason my Xbox submission got denied. Fuck. Oh, also I added volumetrics and... too creepy? Too creepy. You might be asking how I managed to fit that here. Well, I guess you're gonna need to wait until the game comes out to see that. A wink wink nudge nudge. Join the Discord, link below. Okay, so I just want to brush up on the hitbox and damaging system. Before, players could just spawn in hitboxes in front of them as long as they just clicked. They didn't need to complete the punch, leading to things like this. Now it's not hitboxes anymore, it's one hitbox. Basically, the way it works is whenever the player is in the middle of punching, check collision in a small box in front of them. If there is a part of a ragdoll in the box, they will damage the affected player. This doesn't go without its flaws though. It can lead to being able to hit players in places it doesn't make sense, like this. And yes, this means you don't really need to be touching the player for them to be damaged. It's a multiplayer game anyway, nothing is going to be perfect in a game based on internet speeds. On a similar note, I don't own the servers for Cube, I just use a networking stack. Meaning servers are handled by someone else that isn't me. Meaning all I need to do is just sync the data to that server. I use Photon, so if you can't play multiplayer in Cube, most of the time it's a Photon problem. Anyway, as I was saying, syncing data. For a simple game, a game where the player is a single object, syncing is easy. All that the developer needs to do is add a syncing component, or manually send the player's position to the server in a script. But for a game like Cube, where the player has 15 physics-based bones, syncing all 15 of them at once has serious performance issues. That's why we don't. Let me explain. In Unity, objects follow parent and child relationships. Let's say we have two objects, A and B. If we parent B to A, B is now basically a part of A now. If we move A, B moves in relation. B's displacement or offset from A is called a local position. The reason it's important here is because joints act the same. If you join a physics object together with another using joints, it works the same as a parent-child relationship. So what? Just sync the hips and it's done, right? Well, it should have been, but not even I know what the fuck was happening here. Well, it's fixed now, and now it's silky smooth. Kinda. This parent-child relationship thing is the whole reason the teleporting was bugged for months. I was just simply removing the wrong thing, so it had local offset. Once I finally fixed that though, it actually unlocked a lot of other systems. Because now, the player actually behaves properly. It stays consistent, and it syncs correctly. which is, you know, a little important because Cube isn't just one character. It's built around different characters. So I started working on a proper character system. Each character isn't just cosmetic. They have their own abilities, their own stats, their own playstyle. I wanted this system to be as extendable as possible. Instead of hard coding everything, each character is basically their own object, with properties like name, description, color. And those can also contain other things, like abilities. So now, things like the shop or the customizer just read from the character object, and if I change anything, it updates automatically. Because now that everything is modular, I can make characters that actually play differently instead of just looking different. Like, one character might be more movement focused, faster, lower health. Another might be slower, but hit way harder. And then abilities come into it as well, which just completely changes how you approach fights. And, of course, players are gonna die, so I had to make an actual death system. It's really simple. Just check if the player's health is 0 or less, then remove all control of the rig, and after a few seconds, respawn the player in intermission. And this actually reuses the teleport system I spoke about earlier, just without the offset stuff. And outside of gameplay, I also wanted players to have their own identity in this world. So I added a color picker so you can choose your color, and that will be your color in intermission and anywhere that isn't in around. And all of this added up gives you a half-finished cube. But I should probably show gameplay here. I don't have any. So here's some music instead. Yeah. That's where Cube is at right now. It's not done, obviously. There's still bugs, a lot of stuff missing, and things that just straight up don't work sometimes. But the core systems are finally there. Combat works, characters work, syncing mostly works. Now it's just about putting everything together in one fun, uninterrupted experience. I do have some exciting things planned, like meta progression, achievements, events, and emotes. I'm also thinking about adding modding support to private matches. Let me know what you think about that. Hopefully it won't take me another few months to make the next video. Anyway, OST releasing 20th of April. Yeah, go join the Discord, hype the video, subscribe, like, or don't. It's your choice. I don't know. Do what you want. But that is all for this devlog. I hope you learned something or just enjoyed watching. Yeah. See ya.